Welcome to Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for making time to join us as we bring you news that made headlines today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language is Boniface Mureithi. Newswatch begins now. President William Ruto has called for the resignation of government employees who are identified in the public service workforce audit as possessing fake certificates. Speaking at the close of the third National Wage Bill Conference, the head of state noted that it is no longer acceptable for unqualified individuals to occupy positions of authority within the government structure. And as Grace Ahati reports, President Ruto has also expressed his administration's dedication to reducing the high wage bill, which currently consumes over 40% of revenue generated.
The government has called for the resignation of all civil servants found to be in possession of fake certificates. This directive comes in the wake of a report released by the Public Service Commission (PSC) revealing that more than 1,000 employees across various ministries and government institutions have been implicated in certificate forgery. During his address at the end of the third National Wage Bill Conference held at the Bomas of Kenya in Nairobi, President William Ruto asserted that individuals identified in the report must not only step down from their positions but also reimburse the government for any salaries they have received under false pretenses.
Just refund the money we pay them as salaries and wages so that we stop the games. Otherwise, EACC, DCI must move with full speed to recover public resources that were spent on these people. Let me also announce here that those who have fake certificates working for government at any level, please surrender and walk away, because it will not be business as usual as we go into the future.
His sentiments were echoed by Council of Governors Chair Anne Waiguru, who noted that as county heads, they will identify and remove individuals holding fraudulent qualifications to improve productivity within the public service.
Your Excellency, we will also review our structures to ensure that they are aligned. We will also commit on behalf of all the governments that will also review all the staff that are working in the county governments to confirm that we also at the level of the county governments weed out any individuals with fake certificates. Your Excellency, that is the only way to improve our productivity.
President Ruto further reiterated the government's dedication to reducing the wage bill, which currently stands at 47%, to the legal requirement of 35% by 2027. According to the president, the country must live within its means to free up resources to accelerate development in the country.
We have to stop living dangerously and beyond our means. We instead need to tighten our belts and make necessary adjustments to make resources available for productive investment. We have seen the fruit of this resolve. As a result of prudent management strategies and bold decisions, we are now far from the cliff of debt distress.
President Ruto also took the opportunity to commend organizations that have demonstrated commitment to upholding integrity and accountability in public service. Among those recognized was the Kenya National Qualifications Authority, which was honored with the prestigious Wage Bill Accountability Award. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
Thank you, Grace, for that report. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has assured the United Nations agencies in Kenya of the government's enhanced partnership in the implementation of their development goals and targets. Speaking during the UN-Kenya partnership meeting held at the official residence of the Deputy President in Karen, Gachagua told representatives of 24 UN agencies in Kenya that President William Ruto's administration will continue collaborating and working with them in joint development programs. Kennedy Kimani with more details.
A Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has assured the representatives of the 24 United Nations agencies in the country that President William Ruto's administration will continue collaborating and working with them in joint development programs. Speaking today during the UN-Kenya partnership meeting held at his official residence in Karen, the DP noted that the UN cooperation framework for Kenya supports and aligns with the government's main development priorities for the economy and society.
I want to thank the UN family and our officers in government. Let us continue with this engagement. You can never go wrong by engaging. Let us continue engaging. Let us continue doing an audit on what we are doing and improving every day and getting better every day. And I'm sure with that kind of engagement, we'll be able to achieve our goals, we'll be able to implement our programs, and we'll be able to make lives much better for our people.
The International Development Partner Coordination Unit within your office has really come to give the much needed leadership in that space. Because when we talk about 80 billion Kenya shillings, I think that was the amount of what has gone into the development cooperation between the UN and the country. Those are huge resources. And when we don't have proper coordination and proper alignment, then we will compromise the impact that we would want to see.
The DP also lauded the UN and development partners for collaborating with the government in response to the devastating drought occasioned by 5 consecutive failed rainy seasons and the devastating El Nino flooding in 2023 into 2024.
Let me say that the President anchored this coordination role to this office to give impetus to efficiency and seamless coordination of development partners programs. At this level, the presidency, we have the right gravitas to make sure that things are moving. It becomes much easier to coordinate government and coordinate government reactions and responses and interventions. Our unit for coordination at Ajin is now fully functional. We have a full floor on 6th floor in Harambee House Annex with all the facilities, state-of-the-art conference rooms, all manner of communication facilities. So when you have something that you think you need government intervention to move a little bit faster, call on 6th floor in Harambee House Annex. You'll be well attended. There are people there to listen to you.
The county governments are currently employing different strategies to accelerate the implementation of the SDGs. We therefore call upon the UN to partner with counties in accelerating the implementation of the same. The Council of Governors is supporting county governments in undertaking local reporting of SDGs through the voluntary local reviews. We have noted a significant increase in the number of counties undertaking voluntary local reviews, rising from 5 in number in 2019 to 19 this year, 2024.
The UN resident coordinator in Kenya, Dr. Stephen Jackson, said the UN agencies in Kenya will continue engaging and partnering with the government in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework Kenya 2022-2026.
They come together, as you recognized in your remarks, under our Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework, which we strongly believe must be and is aligned with the BETA and the MTP4. So, a couple of principles about that alignment. You've emphasized it in your own remarks. Bottom up for us is how you translate "leave no one behind" into Swahili. It's literally as simple as that. We're both talking about and committed to the same thing. And that translates, as you'll see, I think, into really strong programmatic alignment.
Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV Newswatch, Nairobi.
Secretary Kithure Kindiki has warned that River Tana is likely to burst its banks and cause flooding in Garissa, Tana River and Lamu counties after the filling up of the Seven Forks hydroelectric dams. According to Kindiki, the Seven Forks hydroelectric power dams were filled up as of this morning. He confirmed that Masinga Dam, which is the first, largest and most consequential of the dams, was already spilling through the managed structural spillways. The Interior CS has further announced that the government had reconvened the multi-agency disaster management team, which was established during the 2023 El Niño rains to ensure a coordinated whole-of-government approach to monitoring the current situation and organizing government response programs. Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nahumicha has told the Senate that there has been disruption of services in medical facilities due to delayed payment of NHIF claims. However, Nahumicha has assured those following discussions with faith-based and community health facilities that it was agreed that services continued to be offered even as the ministry's transitional committee on NHIF to the new SHIF works on verifying the payment claims in order to pay them as soon as the National Treasury releases the funds. The Health CS has meanwhile tabled a list of 10 medical facilities being investigated over alleged fraudulent practices, saying the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is investigating them with a view to take action, including suspending any facilities engaging in the malpractice.
Honorable Speaker and members, the issue of medical insurance fraud committed by health facilities in Kenya, including the private sector, is indeed a serious concern that has received attention from the Ministry of Health, regulatory authorities, and enforcement agencies. There have been reported cases of facilities engaging in fraudulent practices to unfairly generate revenue, such as impersonations, raising fake claims for patients who never received any service, ordering unnecessary tests or procedures, providing incorrect diagnosis, and inflating bills submitted to insurance providers. These fraudulent activities not only harm patients by subjecting them to unnecessary medical interventions, but also lead to financial losses for insurance companies and undermine the integrity of the healthcare system. Consequently, the Ministry of Health, the National Health Insurance Fund, and the Kenya Medical Practitioner and Dentist Council have taken action to address these issues, including suspending facilities found guilty of engaging in fraudulent practices. Currently, the prevalence of medical fraud as per external actuarial analysis stands at 20%. It is important for stakeholders, including insurance providers, regulatory bodies, investigative bodies, and law enforcement agencies to collaborate in identifying, investigating bodies, and law enforcement agencies to collaborate and identify, investigating and prosecuting individuals and facilities involved in insurance fraud. By enforcing strict regulations, conducting thorough audits, and promoting transparency and accountability in healthcare delivery, we can collectively work towards combating fraudulent activities and safeguarding the interests of patients and insurance beneficiaries. I want to confirm that the ministry is seized of the figures. The total money owed to NHIF is 30 billion. And out of this 30 billion, Senator, 22 billion is from government institutions. And that is why I stand here confidently saying that, having had the discussion chaired by His Excellency the President, the Ministry of Treasury, and Ministry of Health, there is a plan for release of resources, which I have confirmed that we are going to receive this week. The PS actually got confirmation yesterday of the 8.5 billion. And this money is going to be put to prudent use of payment of claims.
Now, different agencies are collaborating with the government to organize the first ever National Green Jobs and Skills Development Workshop in the country. The initiative has been announced during a roundtable event that brought together multiple government ministries, key development partners, and relevant senior stakeholders as part of a consultative process for the nation. The National Green Jobs and Skills Development Workshop, expected to kick off in Nairobi on the 3rd of May, is expected to bring together stakeholders from government, academia, private sector, finance, and youth-led groups working in the green economy in the country. Nelia Swanjiru with more.
While there have been numerous interventions by different players in creating green jobs and skilling for youth, what have been missing is a coordinating mechanism for all this effort. The Green Jobs and Skill Development Workshop is therefore considered a key step towards aggregating existing initiatives to date, providing linkages to the work being done by various actors in order to avoid duplication. Speaking at the high-level roundtable, engineer Festus Ngeno, PS Environment and Climate Change, said the bottom-up economic transformation agenda has prioritized the creation of jobs, given that the Kenya job market has not been creating enough jobs.
We want to just say that we want to expand the territories that the youth could be able to engage in as we get these green jobs. And they are in various colleges as exposed, whether it is MSMEs, TFETs, higher education, labor, MSMEs, and so forth, blue economy. And that is important that for us to be able to align and synergize, for us to be able to align to the bottom-up economic transformational agenda as exposed by the President, that creation of jobs, and this is green jobs, is one of the tenets of this government and this administration.
On his part, Principal Secretary, State Department for Labor and Skills Development, Shadrack Mwangolo Mwadime, said his department is fully committed to aligning with government priorities, particularly the bottom-up economic transformation agenda better in mainstreaming green jobs, which will have multiplier effect on Kenya's economy.
We came together with development partners to see how we can bring together our come up with a synergy to ensure that we create these job opportunities. As you're well aware, the unemployment rate in Kenya is extremely high. It's currently at about 40%, and we're encouraging our young people to see the opportunities that are availing themselves. I want to make reference here particularly to the blue economy, for example, wind energy that can be generated from our water bodies, and our young people can go into production of wind energy and earn a living out of it.
Dr. Esther Dhara More, the Principal Secretary in State Department for Technical Vocational Education and Training, added that according to Kenya National Adoption Plan 2015 to 2030, training youths in Kenya relevant careers and imparting new skills to those already in workforce or unemployed will contribute to the building of national resilience to climate change with aiding the country's economic development.
And as a department, we are saying that we are ready to skill these youth. And another thing, we have been challenged by His Excellency the President. It doesn't have to be a whole year, 2 years. We have broken our curricula again into skill sets so that you can come to our institution for 6 months. We skill you in a certain area and you are ready for the market. Not only that, the other day, the Deputy President, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, launched the recognition of prior learning. We have a lot of people with absolute skills out there, but they do not have the papers. So we are inviting them again to come to our institutions. We assess them and we certify them. Whether they are going to be certified by CDAC or by the national polytechnics, which are now qualification awarding institutions, that is fine.
Following the alarming statistics on youth unemployment in Kenya, with over 1 million youth people entering the labor market annually, green jobs and skills development are instrumental in addressing the challenge while advancing the objectives of better, particularly job creation and inclusive growth. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Nelias Wanjiru.
And let's take our first short break here on Hope TV Newswatch. We'll be back with many more news items.
In order to keep hope alive in the airwaves, Hope Media has a couple of initiatives. Friends of Hope. Friends of Hope is you and I forming a team of well-wishers and volunteers who give in cash and kind to support in spreading the gospel at Hope Media. Currently, Hope Media is running a campaign under Friends of Hope dubbed 100 for 1. Through the campaign, Hope Media is asking Hope FM and Hope TV listeners and viewers to give just 100 shillings in order to reach one more soul with the message of hope and the gospel. Engage with us on our social media platforms at Hope FM Live and at Hope TV Kenya. Kuwa rafiki mso leo.
Na ibada yangu nakupa wewe Bwana,
To get Wewe ni Mungu by Evelyn Wanjiru as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300028 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Umepigana vita zangu, nakupa ibada ya moyo wangu usiku wa leo.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen, or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. The Aga Khan University and the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy have launched the Digital Transformation in East Africa Conference at the Aga Khan University. The two-day conference, officially launched by the Cabinet Secretary for ICT, Oduor, brought together local and international government dignitaries, industry leaders, policymakers, innovators and stakeholders to explore the diverse facets of digital innovation shaping the region. Abigail Namude with that story.
The Digital Information in East Africa Conference has brought together local and international government dignitaries and various ICT industry players to delve into crucial digital information topics, including digital governance, generative AI in healthcare and education, cybersecurity and data privacy, data science and innovation, and climate and sustainability. ICT Cabinet Secretary Oduor said there is need for collaboration between the public and the private sector in policies implementation, laws and regulations for digital infrastructure, and exploring the impact of digital technologies on health and education across private and public sectors, such as the enacted Digital Health Act of Kenya. Oduor pointed out that digitization has enabled the government to reduce the timeline of laying over 100,000 kilometers of fiber cable for last-mile internet connectivity from 5 years to 2 years, and increase the daily digital revenue from 60 million Kenyan shillings to 1 billion.
We are aware that quite a number of parts of the country had, as we speak, not yet been fully connected to reliable and stable internet. As a government, therefore, we have embarked on an ambitious program of rolling out 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable to ensure that those parts of the country that hitherto had not been connected get access to reliable and stable internet. Over the past 1 year, we have rolled out about 10,000 kilometers. We have now changed the model. As opposed to digging down the ground to lay out fiber, it is our estimation that as opposed to the 5 years within which we had envisaged to roll out 100,000 kilometers of the fiber, we will now be able to roll out the 100,000 kilometers of fiber within the next 2 years. Eventually, the net effect of this is that each and every location or station where there is power connectivity, we will be able to have in equal measure fiber connectivity.
According to Dr. Sulaiman Shahabuddin, President and Vice Chancellor Aga Khan University, digital transformation is about empowering people, companies and organizations, and will be achieved when people and organizations have the information and technology to achieve their goals.
Digital transformation is about empowering people and empowering companies and organizations. Digital transformation will be achieved when people and organizations have the ability to use information technology to its greatest value and to achieve their goals. We all want to see the promise of technology fulfilled here in Kenya and its neighbors within the region. We don't want to see a story in The Economist about the amazing developments that are being developed and implemented in the world's wealthiest countries, but here where we live, where we work, and where we do business.
Shaukat Ali Khan, Global Chief Information Officer, Aga Khan University, celebrates the 40 years milestone it has made and the successful Health Tech Conference that took place in Pakistan last year, December, where they received full support from the government and the industry.
And this conference is part of our Aga Khan University's 40 years of celebration. 40 years of celebration for our work in the countries where we are operating. And we have recently in Pakistan on 7th and 8th of December, we organized first Health Tech Conference there, where we had amazing support from the government, amazing support from the industry, and then a lot of international speakers, they joined us there. So just a small glimpse of that conference which we hosted in Pakistan, and then we will move forward. We are looking for all the discussions and amazing support. With the amazing support from the government, we are hoping that we will come up with suggestions by the end of tomorrow, which we can present for your consideration for the implementation of the country.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Abigail Namude.
Now, Kiambu Deputy Speaker John Njiru Njue has been arraigned before a Thika court charged with asking for 130,000 shillings bribe from a private developer to allow her continue developing her plot in his ward. Njiru, who is the UDA MCA for Hospital Ward, was charged that on the 29th of May last year at Africana Hotel in Thika Town within Kiambu County, being a person employed by a public body. He requested for a financial advantage of 130,000 shillings from Andu Tawa Njiru with the intent to consequently allow her continue developing her plot. Now, he also faced a second charge of receiving a 130,000 shillings bribe from Wanjiru at a community hall in Thika Town. He has, however, denied the charges before Thika Chief Magistrate Atiang Mitula and was released on a 1 million shilling bond or a 500,000 shilling cash bail. The magistrate ordered Njiru to deposit his passport at the court and forbade him from contacting the witnesses in the case. The case will be mentioned on the 10th of May this year and hearing on the 17th of June this year.
I also note that bond terms are not opposed. It has also not been opposed that the court should issue a warning to the accused not to interfere with witnesses due to his position. To that end, the accused is hereby admitted to a bond of Kenya shillings 1 million with one surety of a similar amount. In the alternative, accused may be released on a cash bail of Kenya shillings 500,000. The accused is hereby reminded that he should refrain from interfering with the witnesses in view of the position that he holds. And above that, I hereby order that the accused will deposit his passport in court until such a time that this case is determined, or unless the court orders otherwise when there is a need or a necessity to travel out of the country.
To business news now, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has urged both local and international investors to consider Machakos County as their investment destination of choice, saying her government had put in place an excellent investment climate for growth of industries and companies. Speaking at the Machakos International Convention Center, where she hosted investors in a roundtable meeting attended by Trade, Innovation and Investment Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano, Wavinya assured industrialists that besides sound policies for supporting investment, her government is keen on improving key infrastructural facilities to support industrial growth. The governor said her administration was also leveraging on the proximity of the county to the capital, Nairobi, in order to attract investment traffic driven by availability of industrial space and friendly tariffs. The trade CS on her part said President William Ruto's government was focused on promoting small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, terming them critical in unlocking the problem of unemployment in the country.
Is strategically located with major transport infrastructure, including the standard gauge railway, the meter gauge railway, and the Nairobi Express Way, as well as Nairobi-Mombasa Highway and the Nairobi-Namanga Highway, all connecting county to Nairobi City and the metropolitan area. The proximity to other major infrastructures, especially the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, the industrial and business parks in Athi River, Sabaki, and Syokimau, Machakos makes the ideal hub and destination for industrial investment in the country. The presence of key flagship projects, including the export processing zone in Athi River and the key leather park in Kinanie, Athi River, as well as Konza Technopolis in Konza, establish the county as the preferred hub for industrial investment and innovation development.
I'm even more proud to acknowledge that Machakos County has distinguished herself on setting up markedly progressive governance frameworks, and therefore I unequivocally recommend Machakos County as an ideal investment destination. And I do that knowing that I'm actually the Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industry, and therefore I can give you some advice where to invest. I also unreservedly will support Machakos County.
Smallholder tea farmers can now get access to affordable outpatients medical insurance through Majani Insurance Brokers. The cover is an enhancement of the Kingayam Kulima cover provided in partnership with Britam and will now enable tea farmers access outpatient medical care alongside the over-the-counter medication. The cover is available to farmers in 71 tea factories run by KTDA, with the new outpatient enhancement expected to scale up this product further to reach over 1 million lives. The cover is also available to non-tea farmers, but unlike tea farmers who have the unique flexibility of paying their premiums in monthly installments, non-tea farmers have to pay upfront when joining the scheme. MIB General Manager Pauline Mwangi said Majani will be working with Greenland Feather, a microfinance outfit that, like MIB, is a subsidiary of the Kenya Tea Development Agency, KTDA, to provide credit to farmers to meet any financial gaps to access their insurance cover.
Today we are here for a stakeholder engagement because we cannot come up with a solution without taking the views of our various providers. As you all know, this product is distributed through our tea factories. That is where the farmers are based, and the factory leadership or factory management is very key in the success of this product. The traditional product that we had was purely paying for the tea farmers when they are admitted in hospital, where they spend 1 and above days in hospital, following the farmers' outcry that their bigger challenges is when they do not have to sleep over, but are taking medication from their home, they have demanded or required that we provide an outpatient cover for them. Again, working with our partner, Britain, we have asked them to give us a product that is able to meet that need. The way this product will work is that it's slightly different because in an outpatient product are two different products, technically two different products, attracting different benefits and different premium. For this particular product, we particularly want to work with our subsidiary, Greenland Feather, so that they can finance the farmers to pay the cost of outpatient treatment, so that the hospitals can actually have the fund, so that when the farmers go to hospital, they are treated.
Animal feed sector is poised for growth following an industry roundtable convened by Lattice Africa and Larive International in conjunction with the Agricultural Sector Network ASNET, the agricultural sector arm of KEPSA, at an event that brought together key actors to discuss issues, opportunities and threats facing the sector. Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Mweke in his speech said Kenya imports 60% of the 55 million metric tons of animal feed that it uses. Another 70% of the inputs used in local feed production are imported, making the cost of feeds vulnerable to events outside the control of actors in the sector. According to Paul Kamau, the CEO of the Association of Kenya Feed Millers, AKEFEMA, challenges in quality arise from weaknesses in feed formulation, analysis, testing and enforcement.
That's something I think we can all agree on, that animal feed is playing a critical role in enhancing the livestock productivity, animal health and the overall performance. And proper nutrition as being essential for maximizing returns on investment in the livestock sector. Maybe the best to give you practical examples of us also going into the field. It's not only me, but also the rest of the team does that very regularly to pick up those measures, to see whether there are little points of change that you can link up to and try to expand that and learn from the practices and experience that's happening here in the country itself, instead of bringing it all from outside with concepts that are not fit for purpose here.
Kenya's livestock, poultry and fish sector contribute 12% to GDP and employ 50% of the agricultural workforce. Any increases in productivity in this sector would have a significant impact on GDP and job creation, which is consistent with our government's bottom-up agenda. Animal feeds constitute over 60% of the production costs in the sector. It follows that any efforts to drive productivity here would inevitably point attention to the feed subsector as a key point intervention.
So FeedTech Kenya has been doing a lot around the feed sector, and the reason we have brought you here today is so that we can talk about and innovate on the opportunities, on the issues, on the challenges, and on the solutions that face the feed sector.
To our weekly show, Lessons from the Entrepreneur now, Moses Ouma shares his story of setting up Visto Voyage Travel Group at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic and his passion for the hospitality industry, especially in showcasing the Western Kenya tourism circuit. Here is the story of Visto Voyage Travel Group. Welcome to Lessons from the Entrepreneur. My name is Melissa Oduor. Today we are on Ngong Road at Vista Voyage Tours and Travel Company that has just turned 4 years yesterday.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
And Moses Ochieng, the founder and CEO of this unique company that is helping us to travel a bit more than we currently are as Kenyans. Welcome to the show. And he's going to tell us a bit about why, as an entrepreneur, he decided to venture in this industry. Welcome, Moses.
Thank you so much, Melissa. My name is Moses Ouma Ochieng, founder and CEO of Visto Voyage Travel Group. So Visto Voyage Travel Group is a travel management company that started in the year 2020, April, during COVID, of course. Yeah, and we offer exemptional travel services to different range of clients, starting across from air ticketing service, hotel booking reservations, and custom-made tours and safaris. That is luxury tours, yes.
So you see, in April, during COVID time, a lot of people are shutting down.
Yes.
So tell us about the travel industry. Was picking up at this point, or it was just your strategy?
It was actually a continuation of my vision from school.
Yes.
Because I had nothing to do during the period, and I thought, why not continue with lessons in terms of getting familiar with the travel destinations around the country. And now, because of COVID, I came up with the idea of at least having an ice-breaking packages for families or for closed group during the COVID quarantine period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not just have some time, relax and unwind in Nairobi National Park, in Karura Forest, at least during COVID, to give you hope there is life still after COVID. Still you can visit a place with your closet, because at the end of the day, you're still with your family during that time in the house. So it's not about staying in the house and And so I came and approached my Safari group, Bible study, and
group.
they were my first clients
Bible
who came
study
in
groups.
and
Okay,
supported.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes. So, and this is where we are since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you handle groups, how are you able to then position yourself to be able for them to know that these are some of the offerings that they have when they want to go out for groups? So what did you do? What strategy worked for you, especially for this small group?
For the small group, I think from the very beginning during COVID, because this is a company that was born during COVID pandemic, and we had to come with packages that align with the period, with the season. And also that is why we were so specific on families, or maybe group of people that maybe stay together or do the things together during the quarantine period. So we had to curate packages that are really more of day packages, that somebody will go to a destination, let me say Nairobi National Park, Karura Forest, Ngong Hills, go back home and relax. Because of the lockdown of the other counties, there were no inter-county travels. So it was very limited from that point.
I know your other portfolio is to handle the Western circuit in the tours and travel industry.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that. And because a lot of us, when we talk about tours and travel, we think of Masai Mara and Mombasa. And yet we know that tourism is a devolved function. So tell us a bit about that portfolio that you handle.
Yes, so I also come in as a Western Chapter Coordinator or Chairperson under the Tour Operator Society of Kenya, which is an association of about 150 plus operators. We also have hotels as our partners, affiliate members. We have also airlines as our members. And now what we are doing, like right now within the Western Circuit, we're trying to bring a different experiences. You know, travel is about getting new experiences. And to me, in my office, I'm like, Kenya is just more than just a safari. There's something beyond going to Masai Mara, going to our beaches. Like, there's so much more to experience in the Western Circuit that is untapped, and people have never come to experience this. We have things to do with horticultural tours, farm tours to the tea farms in Kericho. You know how beautiful they are. And there is also the Rusinga Island that has got the Takawiri. You still can experience the beach right in Homa Bay County. And then there's a Kisumu. And then there's a Western Kakamega Forest for those that are lovers of ecotourism. And there is so much more to do with culture. The Mulembe Fiesta, the Luo traditional dances, and just experience more of about the Ramogi Hills and the cultural experiences in the Western Circuit. So it's so much more than a safari. So this is what we are trying to bring to the limelight.
Awesome.
Yes.
So maybe to start this conversation, we should have started by saying congratulations for 4 years of Visto.
Thank you so much.
And then maybe take us back to the initial days when you started Vista. Some of the challenges as an entrepreneur that you learned along the way as you started these tours and travel.
Okay.
I know for one, you started in the industry with a lot of passion.
Yes.
So passion is a driving force.
It is.
But will passion sustain me in this journey as an entrepreneur?
You have to have a thick skin then. Yeah, because there are a lot of challenges as young people, and I will speak from part of as a young person. I faced a lot of criticism. Like, you were so young at your age, like selling safari experiences or tours or travel. You're dealing with different people, and these people, you know, when you hear my voice, you will think it's a very matured person. But when you see me as a person, this is me. So somebody will be like, am I really going to entrust this person with this much money? Because there's that notion about youth and them being cheeky and stuff. But I still kept pushing, and at the end of the day, I know what I am selling and the type of service, and also where I need to place myself at. So every time I'm offering services, they have to be exemptional. I have to come and assure that indeed what I promised is delivered. And I think from that, there is referrals. People will still come and love your products, your services that you have. And then another thing is the people that you're also dealing with. How are you planning yourself? How are you budgeting for your company? I know there are many operators out here. They are having actually very good visions. They're visionary, but there is something that is missing about their operational structures, which is very important. You find I'm having a CEO, I'm having a founder of a company. This person is the accounts, this person is the tour consultant, this person is the tour driver, the tour guide, is everything. At the end of the day, you are not able to achieve all this. With proper planning, with proper strategies, you are able to be somewhere. And I think this is what people also are looking at. You're finding companies that are having websites are not reliable and not stable. To me, the entire organizational structure is not well defined to a point it is able to convince somebody to come and trust you with their money. Because, of course, you're selling experiences, and it's only money that is going to ensure that experiences are earned.
So for you, as you operate in the tours and travel industry, where you have a big brother as KTB, what kind of input does KTB have in every other tours and travel company, for example, and those in the hospitality industry? What would you say is their input towards your growth?
KTB as the body in charge of marketing. So proud to say these are our partners. We work closely with them. And at the end of the day, we are the ones that offer guidance and direction to KTB, because we are the people on the ground. And as I told you, I am working closely right now with the KTB in opening up the region that I chair, that is the Western Circuit. And at the end of the day, I'm tasked to go deep to the community and get to find all these natural resources, because these are the sites and attractions that we are talking about. And then after having it, also have a role in terms of engaging the local community on what they can benefit or what they can gain out of what they have. Because also there is this notion of the locals, when they see government coming, they think the government is coming to grab their land. It's coming to go with their product. So at the end of the day, we do sensitization, education to these people. Like right now, I'm really working closely with Kakamega County, Department of Tourism. There is a very beautiful waterfall, the so-called non-Mumias or waterfall. And there's been issues within the community, but now we are looking at sustainability. How are we able to ensure that this waterfall is there for generations? How can we ensure the ecosystem is well taken care of? There is no depletion in terms of the human activity that is happening within the community. And now that is where also KTB comes in and markets it out. KTB will also want to come and sell to the other people, to the entire world, something that is really attractive, something that is organized, because it's we don't want to have crisis at any point.
So tell us about the unique value proposition that you as Vista Voyage are offering to your clients, even going forward. I know after the 4-year celebration, you're already thinking, what's next for the tours and travel company? So what is this unique thing that you offer? Over and above, the tours and travel companies are so many, we have seen a few in the city. But what is your unique value proposition? And going forward, what are some of the projections that you have?
So as Vista Voyage Travel Group, we pride ourselves to be a premier travel management company. And with this, we, as I told you, exemption of services, we are really focusing on curating every time unique packages to our clients. Because let me tell you, Melissa, if I was offering the same product since inception, we would not have been celebrating the 4th year right now, because there are very many people in the market. And at the end of the day, what people are looking at are new experiences. Even with the KTB, there's a signature experiences that we are running twice every year. And what are we looking at? There are also other destinations like Tanzania, there are other Rwanda. So if Kenya is not as unique as possible, then we will end up losing our international arrivals. So even as companies, we should also be focusing towards that trajectory. So even as Kenya Tourism Board, we have to come and be so unique and align with what they have in terms of they're asking us right now as a company, what is the unique service that you are really offering your client? And another thing, at the end of the day, travel made easy. With us, you have everything, be it corporate, be it, and at the end of the day, we are promising you that you're going to get a different service. If Melissa, you come to me because you had a referral from us and the destination was Diani, I won't take you to Diani. There's so much more to experience in Lamu. Every travel is unique with us. And then of all this, as a travel management company, every coin counts and every coin is of impact to the community. That is where our corporate social responsibility comes in. We've partnered with schools, we've partnered with communities, and at the end of the day, we are so focused in how are we benefiting the places we visit. Many a times, Melissa, people go to Samburu, people go to Masai Mara, people go to Amboseli. There's so much focus into the dancing. There's so much focus into, we want to experience the Masai village, the Masai culture. But what do you have to do that is not at that point, but is focusing to help kind of challenges, kind of problems that are the community is facing. So we have the ecoscenic vistas. Ecoscenic vistas is focused towards ecotourism, having sustainable travel within our local communities, our attractions. How is it like you're going to find the Samburu today in future generations? How are you going to ensure this is done? So we have something, we work close with them. Some of these attractions we work with are in arid and semi-arid areas. So we are able to provide seed balls to them. So seed balls, they are able to throw it and it grows and sprouts. We have already the green environment. And then there's also now connecting to the communities themselves within our CSR. Our CSR is entitled Connect to Impact. And that is why I'm saying every coin you travel with us counts. So when it comes to ecoscenic vistas, how are we able to achieve the seed ball is planted? So every ticket that you fly with us, when you fly, there's carbon emission. So with that, you're giving back through planting a tree in different communities that we partnered with. And then we have now the Connect to the Community, where now we are so focused in girl child empowerment. We have a sanitary towel bank in Lorubai. We are working closely with them. We are trying also to see, it's a school that is trying to bring a boarding section. How are we able to ensure that these students are in school, are with food? So we're trying with the little we have to at least bring an impact to them. Because we know at the end of the day, when these people are in school, we have a future. Because we're going to have people that are literate and are able to do something also to contribute to the community, to their communities. So that is what we really stand for. And also as a youth, I stand. We have something we call the Impact Hub, and the Impact Hub is so much focused into mentoring and also empowering young entrepreneurs into starting over. That is something I've been really doing free of charge to people that are passionate and people that really know through my social spaces. So I'm able, if somebody wants to venture into tours, I will have a chat with you, take you through my journey, and also from my lessons tell you what to really avoid. Or even if you come from a different industry. So that is what really makes Vista Voyage as unique as it is.
Thank you for so much insight into this, the tours and travel industries. One wide and vast industry that we can talk about forever. But most of us have actually given us a bit of insights in some of the things that they are doing over and above what we see, currently and even locally, or over and above what Kenya is doing and what the entire region is venturing out to do. So thank you so much for your time. Vista Void, thank you. This has been Lessons from the Entrepreneur. My name is Melissa Oduor. Until next time. To some sports now. Ruto Sports Club will this Saturday play host to the 2024 NCBA Golf Series, marking the fourth installment of the series calendar that commenced in March this year. Over 200 golfers will converge on the par 72 course, with the first group set to tee off starting as early as 7 a.m. They will be vying for coveted slots at the series grand finale to be held later this year at the Muthaiga Golf Club. The Ruto leg follows the third leg of the series held on the 6th of April at the Eldoret Sports Club, where home player James Churchill carded a round of 41 points to claim victory in the Division 1 category, shrugging off stiff competition from fellow clubmate James Komen, whose final tally of 38 points secured him the runner-up position in the category. And Safaricom has today announced a 4.3 million shilling sponsorship to the 5th edition of the Eldoret City Marathon that is scheduled to take place on Sunday, April the 21st, in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. The marathon will have two categories: the full marathon, 42 kilometers for both men and women, and the 10-kilometer fun race. The marathon, which is the brainchild of two-time Boston Marathon champion Moses Tanui, aims to provide a platform for upcoming talented athletes and to help shine a spotlight on conservation of the environment. It has already attracted top talents such as Victor Kipchirchir, who has won the race twice before, in 2021 and 2022.
Tumefungua barabara tena ya mwisho kabla sijasema ni kwamba Talanta Hela, serikali kuu wametusaidia kupeana prize money ya wanariadha. So prize money iko. Hakuna mtu atasema leo hatuna pesa. So tunaongea na kifua mbele ya kwamba pesa ya wanariadha wako. Hatutasikia hizo mastori ya kusema pesa imechelewa.
We are going to support initiatives that go towards ensuring that our environment is clean and is good for a healthy nation. We are also going to adopt some athletes so that they are able to be registered to participate in this event.
And that's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for your company throughout this newscast. I have been your anchor, Melissa Oduor. On behalf of Boniface Muredi on the sign language, Moses Ouma Ocheng, I beg your pardon, our visitor on Lessons for the Entrepreneur tonight, and the entire news production crew, have a good night.